Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. We're going to be using some mods today. Specifically, here's the list of mods, actually the next screen. Like so, will be a lot more visible. If you want to use any of these guys, you can Google them. All of them simply modify the user interface and make the quality of life a little bit better. They don't change the gameplay. One exception might be the automated exit gate, which if you are going for a purity victory, and you've got the Exodus gate, every turn it will automatically summon a settler, as opposed to forcing you to push the button, which might be forgotten. I'm going to go ahead and single player. We're going to set up a new game. Where do we set the difficulty? I mean, it should still be set to Apollo difficulty. Is it not? Yeah, Apollo over here. Okay, good. So cancel out of the advanced setup. So I was trying to think about who to play. I'm kind of tempted to play Paul Australia. Of course, trade routes have been nerfed a fair bit, so I'm not sure that Paul Australia is the way to go anymore necessarily. They were really tempting before the fall patch. This is actually my first game post-fall patch, so I actually kind of expect to fail, simply because I'm not going to be used to all the balance changes, and I know that the AI has been improved a fair bit, and some of the things that we used to do to really, gain a lot of power have been nerfed. I'm still going to give it a try. One of the big things with the trade routes that have been nerfed are the coastal ones, but I'm planning on playing on Pangaea anyway, so it's less of an impact there. The next big thing is to choose the colonists. These are the other things that have been changed. It used to be that artists and aristocrats were the no-brainer picks because they both granted +1 health. They a little less energy and culture than they do now, but the health was stupendously good. Now it's a little bit more questionable. Since this is a flat bonus in a city, and basically, once you get a city to be very large, it's kind of irrelevant. I like to think about it in terms of what is the most handy when cities are small. And to me, it's something like a bonus to production or food. But if we can run a lot of internal trade routes because we're playing as Paul Australia, it's less problematic. Although the target city doesn't necessarily get as much food and production as the source city. So, I don't know. It's a bit hard to pick. Science and artists are all very good. I mean, all of these are really good. If we want things to grow very quickly, refugees are nice. I don't know. I've done a lot by picking artists. I've frequently done that, so I'm going to avoid it. I still think the artist pick is very, very strong, but I'm going to avoid it because I usually pick it. Aristocrats, I think with the number of trade routes we're going to have, isn't going to be very relevant. Scientists, hopefully we get a lot of science through trade routes. So I'm tempted to go like engineers and just getting a little bit more production early on. Help kickstart things. I'm not sure that that's correct though. It would be really nice to squeeze in a wonder on this game. I would really like to get the eco whatever you call it. We are playing on Apollo, so it's actually kind of stupid to go for any wonders whatsoever. If we were though, the science would be the way to go, but we'd have to beeline it. Science is never bad. And it will help kickstart things a little bit earlier in the game, help us like pick up, find out where resources is. I'll go with the science thing, even though I'm not convinced it's the strongest. I still think culture might actually be one of the strongest, but I'm going to try to avoid it. Here's another big question. Because I'm planning on playing on a Pangaea map, the Coastal Surveyor is less useful. It is my pick for like the #1 strongest if we're playing in continents and things. But I like the gameplay better in continents. I figure that, or in Pangaea, because it just feels like it's a bit of a tighter, more well-designed experience. And so I'm going to go ahead and not pick Reveal Coast, even though one of the advantages of this, even on Pangaea, is it opens up a lot more trade possibilities. But I will try to go and avoid it. Tectonic Scanner is handy for early colonization, but I tend to prioritize getting these techs anyway, for lots of obvious reasons. On the other hand, like Retrograde Thruster is like, well, you can't always see, well, the extra visibility. It's less about, to me, picking your starting location, in a sense, as much as the extra visibility. We'll take the Retrograde Thrusters this time around, just to shake it up. I'm really convinced that Machinery is the strongest trait to start with, though. That free worker at the start is gargantuan, even though the game loves to put the worker in a stupid spot. It refuses, at least in most of my experiences, it refuses to put the worker on the tile that I could improve from turn 1. So, a little bit frustrating. I have no idea what kind of victory condition I'm going to be going for. Of course, what was I going to say? Of course, we don't know which of the 3 affinities we're going to go for until we know what the landscape looks like, until we know what resources we have access. It would be really nice to do a Harmony run, because I haven't done a video for it yet. But the game doesn't seem to like to put me near a lot of biomass, so we'll see how it goes. I don't intend to go Contact Victory because I found it really kind of derpy. Domination's always a possibility. We'll see how it goes. This is the new Apollo difficulty. Whether I can handle it or not is a big question. Okay, so right away, there's a lot of resources on the map. What is this? 2 floatstone, 3 xenomass, 2 xenomass up there, xenomass down here. We might actually go for our harmony run. Now, again, trade on the coast has been heavily nerfed compared to how it used to be. That being said, coastal starts are still not bad. Algae is fantastically good. And there's still, most likely, a lot of AIs are going to be settling on the coast, which means that there's plenty of trade route possibilities on the coast. We don't have the trade route or the coastal vision, which is too bad. Also not possible for us to get to, like, triple algae. If we do want to be able to work the algae, we don't have to be on the coast to work the water tiles. I don't think. I might be wrong about that, actually. But we certainly need to be coastal to build a work barge. I'm not keen on this position, which is the position the game would sort of default me in. If we move up by 1, we don't lose any resources whatsoever. And we actually gain... Oh my god, that's 8 Fraxite. Maybe we're going Supremacy. That is 8 Fraxite. Wow. Let's see, if I go up 1, I get the tubers over here, which is really, really beautiful. I guess the only question is, does this city location impede... And I get the Fraxite as well, which is good for research, which is great in your capital. Does it impede any future settlement? The other possibility is I say, screw the coast completely. What if I move in... Oh yeah, I can't go that far in. And this is a stupid location. I mean, if we're going to have any coastal tiles right away, we want to be on the coast. In which case, I think it's pretty much this is the best place to go. So we're going to go ahead and drop in there. Phew! Some people turn off this animation. I really like it. I mean, at least for me. Maybe for the other guys, it doesn't matter. And you can see here, it again didn't start my worker on a resource. However, it's lucky enough that I'll be able to start improving it the first turn. I see... This starting radius is also really good for spotting resource pods. One of my favorite add-ons that I've got going on here is the ability to toggle or to cycle between all the different locations of stuff, which is awesome. I'm going to start off by going north. We're going to pop this resource pod, and then we'll go ahead and pop those bones. And we'll go here and build a plantation right away for some bonus food. We're already working that tile, which is a swell tile to start off on. Yeah, really good. Choose starting production. I always like to start with the Old Earth Relic, and I don't think that'll ever change. So, good start here. Choose research. The other thing I like to do is I generally like to start with chemistry and engineering. Engineering is actually mostly to reveal titanium. And chemistry is mostly to unlock the laboratory and to a lesser extent get petroleum. That being said, I think we're going to go start with pioneering. We'll probably want an early planetary survey as well for the work barge, because hooking up the algae will be pretty stupendous. Pioneering is like mostly potentially to get the trade. Obviously, it unlocks the colonists. I don't usually build the colonists instantly when pioneering researches, but it's a good option. And yeah, so we could go pioneering into something like engineering to find the titanium. And because titanium mines are so incredibly worthwhile. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. I guess we don't have to rush the work barge. I think our worker will actually have a fair number of tiles to improve as Freeland grows its borders. So we'll start with pioneering, and then we'll reevaluate and see how it goes. There we go. That 8 Fraxite, though. Oh! So, I don't know if the patch changed anything, but in the last couple of little test starts where I just played like the first couple of turns of things, I noticed that people seem to arrive much faster than I'm used to. Or maybe I just got weird Let's Plays before where people just didn't show up for a long, long time. Like, sometimes it feels like it takes forever for the AI to arrive. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we got 25 free culture, which lets us get a virtue right away. So, what I'm thinking in this game is I'm going to go down the industry tree to mix it up. I've done prosperity a few times, and prosperity I like, even though eudaimonia has been nerfed substantially, I'm still quite keen on the prosperity tree. That being said, I'm going to go industry, but first, I'm going to go foresight into field research. Early on, I think that's well worthwhile, so we're going to go ahead and do that. You've popped that, which is great. Now go ahead and construct an expedition there. Oh, apparently we're relatively close to the North Pole, which is fine. Actually, you know, sort of being, especially on a Pangea here, we're sort of being on a corner, which can potentially pin us in, but on the other hand, can be somewhat more defensive because we know exactly who our foe is going to be. And if we can keep that foe busy by getting them to be in wars with other people, we'll actually be in a pretty good situation. We'll see how it goes. Definitely want to keep working on the Old Earth Relic. I will most likely want an early explorer, second early explorer, to go and find more goody huts, though, especially if I'm going field research. How's it going, PAC? You are not terribly close, and often I find a relatively easy time fighting you. However, I know the AI has been improved now. So I'm actually kind of concerned that we will just flat out lose this this Apollo run on the basis of that. The AI suggesting a generator. I'm going to go and veto that and decide to build a farm here. Again, I'm hoping with the extra trade routes we're good on money, and I always like farms for growth. We'll see how it goes. If we are going supremacy, though, I think we get a lot of generator bonuses, unless I'm wrong. One of my favorite mods I got right now is the colored map thing. Energy from mines. Academies. Okay, so once I get the generator down, my tooltips will actually show me everything that gets improved by that. We'll see how it goes. Usually I go straight into a clinic, but I'm actually going to go explore, I think. I think it might vary. We're going to go probably explore into clinic. Try to get more of those goody huts as early as possible. Take advantage of the field research, which is going to kick in 4 turns. I'm actually going to make sure over here. Yeah, see, you're 1 turn away from that. I'm going to pop you off, get you to rest, because I want to wait until the field research is done before you finish excavating the alien skeleton. Oh, and there's another one over there. Yeah, okay, I'm happy we're queuing up another explorer. What tiles are you working? That's really good. And yeah, that's fine. I agree with these tiles. First quest decision. Oh, for the Old Earth Relic. I don't think I'd ever go free maintenance on the Old Earth Relics. We're definitely going to go +1 culture. Please and thank you. Apps-a-positively. It'll pop over there, which is actually quite good. We'll get towards the fruit. If I happen to get a bunch of energy for something, I might actually rush that fruit tile, honestly, because it is a fair deal more food and very nice. Okay, there we go. We can go ahead and take our field research. So we're going to get some free science from finishing expeditions. I'm going to go ahead and finish that right away. Bam. Hey, free affinity towards supremacy.
The universe is...
And of course we got the free science because of our social policies, or virtues, I should say. Okay, now this is the only source of Fraxite I can see. It's a giant source of Fraxite, but it's the only one so far. We got our first marine upgrade. I always say this +5 heal every turn is really good. I'm tempted to take this, but I usually take the 15% when attacking. I'm going to mix it up. I'm not convinced this is the right thing to do, but I'm going to mix it up and take the free heals every turn, which makes Marines exceptionally good at defending. Okay, I'm still not going to rush out the planetary survey, even though the algae is really good. Dude, no. Hang on. We're going to grab planetary survey after all. And then, again, I would like to reveal titanium before revealing oil, but unlocking the laboratory is more valuable than thorium reactors, and the recycler is really good too. So we'll do that, and then see what we can pop out. That reveals tiles and unlocks a lot of important buildings. Pretty sure that's going to be my starting tech route almost every game. You have to return to the capital to get a new expedition module. Oh, wow. All right, we really have a lot to dig up. I might want to actually grab one of those things because my explorer's an extra expedition unit, which I don't usually grab. So the laboratory upgrade. You can either get +1 expedition units or +1 science from all labs. It's hard to turn down the +1 science to all labs, but in this case, there's almost an argument to be made. Next tile will come in when? 2 turns until border growth. We're just going to go and wait there. Work's begun on a clinic, which is fine. Wait 1 more turn. This explorer will go, doesn't really matter. Hey, what? We're actually going to send this one far off to the east first, because there's a potentially greater chance that someone else is going to be around there. We're going to heal you up. So we'll wait a little bit on the crash satellite. There's also this goody hut, actually. When this guy finishes repairing, we'll probably send him to the goody hut and then send him south to the crash satellite. Get me a plantation going over there. So far I'm digging this start, but this is the new Apollo, and I have no experience with it. Or the new game balance. Like, there's so many things that are different here. I really do expect this to maybe go a little bit poorly, but, you know, we'll try our best. We'll see how it goes. We're relearning Beyond Earth. I haven't played that many games of Beyond Earth anyway. I actually even went back to playing more Civ 5 in, like, the last couple of Let's Plays, right? So, we'll see. Okay, there is an alien nest right there. That is double plus on good. You're not super far away from me, but more importantly, you're actually really close to the PAC, which makes me feel pretty good. We have to run away because we will get obliterated. Actually, let's pop the alien nest. We might still get obliterated. And then the resource pod. 40 energy. Okay. You're fully healed. You're going to go and pop this resource pod. Yeah, there's a lot of possibility for alien nests around here, of course, because of the xenomass. Now, she should leave me alone. Now that I'm not near an alien nest, he should not attack me. And it looks like we're okay. We're not standing on miasma, so we're not going to take any damage per turn. Let's go ahead and construct that. We get our next virtue, so I'm going to start working down my way industry. In particular, playing as Paul Australia, I'm going to like profiteering, I think. It's not that much happiness, that being said. And then the Magna Santi later on, I think will make a big difference. I think the Magna Santi will be local health, which isn't as good as the global health you get from profiteering, but I think overall will work out okay. And we'll see how it goes. And yeah, if we can squeak out an early wonder, it'd be nice, but...
And establishing the exact dollar value of the property should...
Those quotes are good, but I'm going to try to power through them anyway. Sorry to disappoint. We got even more free energy. Interesting. Very interesting. So when we're done making our plantation here, we'll almost certainly go and build our work barges on the algae, which will be nice. So here's the wonders that would be really good. The ectogenesis pod is fantabulous. Very, very nice. Genetic mapping is pretty good too, the gene vault, but it's a purity affinity, and we are probably not going purity. Again, there's a few sources of floatstone, but none of them are particularly big. Just by working in one Firaxite, we basically get just as much. And then there's the possibility of harmony. But luckily we don't have to commit quite yet. We did get the free level of supremacy, which really sort of encourages going to supremacy, though. But we'll see how it goes. Next turn. Tell you one thing, not going to go for the contact victory. Did not enjoy that last time one bit. It'll be interesting to see how the combat goes, since there's less of a power bump in the first tier of affinity units. As before, it used to be like, just quickly get to affinity level 1 and just, or affinity level 4, and then raffle stomp everyone with your tier 1 affinity units. But now they're less, like, obviously stronger than Marines. Or whatever the soldiers are at that particular point. The pack are around. Oh, it is getting crowded in this neck of the woods. And she's got the fast border growth too. Probably gonna be pissy that I'm digging this up. And it's like, listen, honey, I was here first. Trade depot. An extra worker. Spam out a colonist right away. I do like an early trade depot. And especially as Paul Australia, you get a lot more trade opportunities. But at the same time, I don't like to put out a lot of trade units until I get my first sonic fence, or whatever it's called, so that I can get the quest decision that makes my trade units immune to aliens, which to me is extraordinarily important. I don't think we have to rush out another worker. Another explorer may be worthwhile, but what I'm thinking is we're going to go Marine into Colonist. It's nice to have Marines so early. Of course, we will get another Marine for free when we finish our first colony, but I think building a Marine to escort my units at this point is going to be fine. We're going to try to go for an early expansion. I think the health boost from clinics is a no-brainer. I gotta say, I've really come to appreciate extra hit points and defense on cities in the last few games I've played, but the clinic going something other than health, I don't think I'll ever do in my entire life. Let's go ahead and build a work barge. Bam, bam, bam. Squeeze out the Marine, and if we can't take any territory to the south here. Grabbing this floatstone is going to be nice, even if we don't go purity, just because it's something we can sell, and it denies it for someone else. Relatively nice defensive position here with the cannons. Not so hard, or canyons, not so hard to shoot over compared to an actual mountain, but it ain't bad. We got some, oh, we got a free alien drone, which has great movement rate. Flies as well, so it's not impeded by terrain. Shoot, that's really nice. Okay, we'll want to dig that up. Obviously, we'll have to return for another module. That's handy. Maybe not as handy as, everything that you could possibly get, but I'm not going to complain about that outcome. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here. As always, I welcome any comments and feedback, and certainly if you enjoy the series, please, please, please drop a like. And if you haven't already subscribed, why don't you? It's awesome. You get cookies. No actual cookies are provided. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.